ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਪੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਪੀ ਸੱਚ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਗੁਰੂ ਪਿਆਰੀ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, often in life we find ourselves in situations where we need help, where we cry out for help from our friends, our loved ones, those people around us. And when all else fails, we put our faith in Akal Purkh, we put our faith in God. There are so many different ways that we ask for help, that this question that how can Sikhi save me? It might sound very, very generic, but let's break this down into a few different parts. One is Sikhi saving us in the aspect of our daily life, our daily routine. What is the goal and the purpose of our life? Now, this question is asked by not only those people that are young, but also by those people that might be going through maybe midlife crisis, and then sometimes by those that are near the end of their physical life as well. The next aspect we'll cover is the aspect of saving us from mental or physical illnesses. Where does Sikhi help us in our daily lives with our physical health, with our mental health? We'll cover that aspect. And the third aspect is that of the overarching cause of life, our home, our ego. When we get saved from that, we get liberated from this world. What role does the Guru play in our life? How does the Guru save us in this way? So let's cover these elements, beginning from how Sikhi saves us by giving us purpose and direction in life. I want to give you a scenario where a child grows up, maybe goes to school. In a culture where a child is trying to find meaning and purpose, trying to find themselves to fit into something, Sikhi gives you an identity from the point of childhood. As you grow up, Sikhi is giving you a brotherhood or sisterhood. It's that culture of Sikhi in itself is saving you from many distractions going on into this world. What I'm trying to discuss today is not just little bits and pieces, but the overall culture of Sikhi compared to, let's just say, Western culture, compared to Punjabi culture even. Jinu aapa Punjabi puna keh dinde ha. The elements of Sikhi, when you grow up with positive, like-minded sangat, company around you, where you're not discussing, oh, who are you dating, who do you like? These are things that kids start asking each other from the 5th or 6th grade. Sikhi gives you discipline, gives you direction in life. This is who I am. This is what I'm meant to be doing in life. And then when I grow old, I can look back at my life, compare it to something and say, yes, I achieved something. Now, in my experience in this field of prachar, speaking to Sangat, speaking to everybody across the globe, one of the biggest issues that people face in their life is they don't know what to do with their life. They don't know why they're doing something. Some people are struggling to find meaning within their own household, that maybe it's the problems with your mom and dad. Maybe it's problems with your friends at school. Maybe it's once you're grown older, you have a career, you have money, you have a family. From financial aspects, you're doing great, but your life is hollow. It's dry. You don't know what you've been doing for the last 40 years. Guru Sikhi, Guru Sahib puts your life in proportion because you're unknown to the purpose. Why am I in life? What was the point of me being born? Who am I? These questions are normal questions. But without the right guidance, the person that asks these questions, they can go completely off stray. They can completely go off the path. And maybe they justify to themselves in different ways without actually knowing the answer. Somebody might say, oh, well, I just do drugs. Well, what's the point? We're going to die anyway. Oh, what's the point? Well, it's just to enjoy life. Yeah, but the aspect or the element in which you're enjoying life is very small. It's actually, you've blocked yourself in and not allowed yourself to experience the true essence of life. When you have direction and purpose to begin with, you're taught this from the very beginning, from childhood, when Gursikhi is instilled inside of you. Not trying to think about spirituality as in the old men that'll do it later. No. When this becomes your lifestyle, if Sikhi provides you with that lifestyle, the purpose and meaning of your life, it takes away all of these doubts that come in, whether it's in teenage years or in midlife, whether it's prior to marriage or after marriage. A lot of people might be struggling with, okay, I'm a Sikh, or maybe I'm not a Sikh. Who am I going to get married to? Oh my God, am I going to be forever alone? Am I going to be, shunned away from everybody? Does nobody like me? All of these doubts come inside of our lives. And because of these things, we look out to society, and then we see the society going downhill, and then obviously we think, you know what, the world is all going downhill, I'm going downhill, what's the point anymore? From the very beginning, when all of these doubts, they have clear answers. When the doubt comes to you in your life, you know how to deal with it. If you do not know, if you're not trained in the beginning, when you are put in that situation, guess what? You're not prepared. This is why from a young age, you are taught Sikhi. You are taught Sakhiyan, stories of the Guru Sahibs and Gursikhs. You are taught Gurbani, how to recite Gurbani. If you don't have Chaupai Sahib, these Sikh prayers memorized, and these shabads or these verses of Jagat Jalanda Rakhla, or Rakh Pita Prabha Mere Mohin Nirgun Sab Gun Tere, that, oh Guru Sahib, you are the protector, you are my father, you are my mother. This world, all that I see is all false. I place my faith in you. If you have these things instilled inside of your mind and inside of your heart, and that becomes your lifestyle, that becomes the train of your thought, when other situations come into your life, you think, that's nothing, I know exactly what to do. That's how Sikhi prepares you for life. It gives you purpose, it gives you a destination. Now, on that aspect, you're growing up, you're looking for like-minded people. Now, if you go into the world, somebody might feel that, you know what, I'm looking for a partner, I'm looking for somebody I can share my thoughts with. If you are connected to spirituality, you're connected to everybody that is also connecting to spirituality, because the origin is the same. And as you're connecting to that origin, you connect closer to each other. You get provided with that strong brotherhood. I know a lot of people I've spoken to, they get into gang life. You know why? Because it's a brotherhood. We're there to die for each other. Now that aspect is amazing, but it's being led completely into the wrong direction. Now this aspect of complete faith in each other, complete sacrifice, complete selflessness, that closeness that you get with each other, that trust, that bond that's built within brothers and sisters, the Khalsa, Sikhi provides you with that. And if you have all of these things, you don't need to go astray. You don't need to, go anywhere else for it. That's how Sikhi saves you in all of these things. You don't get indulged in ignorance and maya and drugs and alcohol and swearing and slandering and trying to find your own feet. Guess what? Guru Sahib gives you your feet. That's how it saves you. If you're not able to find your own feet, better, you need to dive deeper within yourself. You need to study your Guru more, rather than stepping away and saying, okay, let me figure out my own life. Let's throw my Guru to the side. No, Guru Sikhi and the Guru, they give you all of these aspects. Now, along with that, a lot of people say, you know what, what do I want to achieve in life? I want to help people in life. That's the why of my life. Somebody else says, I want to make lots of money. Somebody else might say, I just want to be happy. These are all great things in some aspect. A lot of doubt is found when we create goals and missions at a very superficial level. Yay, you want to become a doctor. Yay, I want to become an engineer. Great, you become an engineer. What now? Oh, yay, I want to get a job. Yay, I want to move out of my house. Okay, what now? You need to make these goals. I'm not saying that you need to lay out and plan and discipline yourself. But when it comes time to seeing the bigger picture, stepping back, what do I want out of life? Why am I really doing all of this? If all of these things don't happen, is my life over? Let's just say you don't get into med school. What, is your life over? No, it's not. Let's just say your business doesn't do as well as you thought it would. Let's just say your wedding didn't go according to how you planned it. That you based your entire life off of that, and now guess what? You're going downhill. You can't handle it because what you expected, it wasn't according to that. To be able to see a bigger mission beyond yourself, guess what? Sikhi is providing you with that. Study your guru. That's what I'm imploring you to do. Dive deeper within yourself. Now, along with this aspect, we look at disciplining ourselves, and me coming from the background of health and the Mampurks that I spent time with while I was younger, health was at first priority above all, because health is wealth. If you don't have health, what are you going to do with money? If you don't have health, take this medication, I'm too unhealthy, I could have a stroke at any moment. No, health is very, very, very important. Properly, and following Sikhi properly, and you disciplined yourself according to that, you would be not going after the taste of your tongue, which the entire world, all of media is telling you, look, you need to go after the taste of your tongue. Because why? It sells. The food industry is all trying to make these commercials so beautiful, even though the cheese might be glue, might not even be actual cheese that's on that burger that they're trying to spin in the beautiful light and put it in front of you, and all the people watching the commercials, they're drooling, they're like, wow, we wish we had that. You go into these restaurants, guess what? The food is not even that great. It's just turned into that culture that we go out and eat, we discuss food, it's a way we pass time. Because we have to enjoy our breakfast, enjoy our lunch and dinner, and then a lot of times we get so lost in that turns into a vice. We don't take care of our health anymore. And that physical wellness is prioritized in Sikhi when Guru Sahib tells us, don't go after the taste of the tongue. All things that you taste and you see and you hear, all these things are just illusions. They see that going after the taste of your tongue and eating more than you actually need to, that takes away your happiness in your life. It makes your body go into pain. Your body hurts and aches after that. Baba hor khana khusi khwar jit khadda tan peede man mein chalai vikar. You're going after fried foods. Why? Because they taste great, but it's not there. It's not there for your well-being. So that's what I mean, is the physical element of eating and then exercising. Gursikhs are meant to be at the top of their game, not just mentally, but physically as well. When I was young, a sadhu, a saint that I spent time with, he would actually, as a joke, go up to anybody that comes to them, and he would grab their stomach and saying, what's this? What's this thing that you brought me? To say that, look, the Khalsa, an army, is not meant to have large stomachs and be unhealthy in the sense of laziness. Instead, be healthy, work out, so you can go out and you can help each other, defend yourself, defend others as well. Nobody in the army, if you look at, the Marines or the Navy SEALs or, the top of the game, whatever we might think as the healthiest and the strongest army recruits, or the strongest members of the military, we see them to be doing push-ups, running, lifting weight. And if we are the Khalsa army, and you are disciplining yourself according to those teachings, guess what? Sikhi has saved your life in the health aspect as well. You wouldn't need to, later on going and trying to pay thousands of dollars to health experts and personal trainers. If you had taken care of yourself, you discipline yourself according to that. And, Sikhi is martial. We're saint soldiers. If you follow all of these things, Sikhi is saving your life, literally your life, your breath, your health, your lungs. This is a problem. But diving deeper into spirituality, removing and stepping away from the taste of the tongue, that is how Sikhi will save you. Now, on that element of spirituality, mentally. Mental health is something that's rapidly growing mental health issues are rapidly growing in the last couple of decades. We use our mind a lot more. We sit in front of computers. We compare ourselves constantly. We're scrolling on Instagram. I was reading something, I think 42% of, mental health issues or users of Instagram are linked to mental health or something along those lines. We're constantly living in a world of comparison. Your parents are comparing you to something else. Why can't you be better than your cousin? Why can't you be better than your, chachi da munda, your uncle's son? And when we further go into comparing ourselves to our friends, look, this person's doing this and that, we're putting a lot of strain on our mind. Sikhi helps you in this element from the very beginning. Like I said before, it prepares you for all of these aspects. You know that, we don't care about comparing. I don't need to be the best. I need to be humble. And as soon as you tell yourself, I don't need to impress the world. I need to impress my guru. You have something to place your hope on. You have something brighter, something that's true rather than the false opinions of the world. It doesn't matter if the world goes against you. Guru Sahib says that the person that has absolutely nobody else in life, that person has Guru Sahib. That person that cannot hold on to anybody else's robe or onto their hands, Guru Sahib gives them their hand. God gives them their hand. That's the beauty of Sikhi. And you begin to actually experience this. So mental health issues, of you feeling lonely, you feeling isolated, you feeling the world is against you, Pyareo, all of these things can easily be overcome. That's not to take away from you actually tackling these issues. If you are somebody that's facing the mental health issues, yes, you need to go out and seek the help. Just like, if there's a physical problem, then obviously I would to make a proper plan to make myself healthy again. In the same way, mentally, you need to make a plan using the guidance of others. But where you place your hope and how much easier it is for you to get out of these places if you have a place of hope, if you have Guru Sahib on your side, reciting God's name. If we say mental health is a chemical imbalance in the brain, Pyareo, this is my true belief. When we are reading Gurbani, when we are reciting with full love, yes, with love, guess what? We're releasing hormones of oxytocin. We're growing that love with Guru Sahib. Our emotions are changing. We're reading Gurbani, listening to the Sakhi, and we're putting our mind into a completely different world in which we believe we're living in, which we believe that we're stuck in. And that begins to change the chemical imbalances in your brain as well as you recite. You can look into studies of these kinds of things and sit with, above all of these things, you sit with Gursikhs, you can feel the energy changing the vibes inside of your body. You go to these places where sadhus, these saints have sat and actually meditated for extensive periods of time. You can feel the vibrations. That's the beauty, really, when you recite Gurbani inside your life. If somebody is reading Gurbani, somebody that's reciting God's name and meditating, it can have an influence and the vibration can spread to the room or the ground underneath them, or the water that was in front of them, or the people around them. Imagine when you read Gurbani, when you recite God's name for extensive periods of time, you also will be transformed. That's how Sikhi is saving you. Guru is saving you. Gurbani is saving you. Which Bani? Amrit Sare, this immortal nectar of Amrit is inside of Gurbani. You can drink it, you can transform, you can become immortal. That's how Guru Sahib saves you, not just physically, but mentally as well. All of these things have to have a role to play. That's just briefly covering it. Now going on to the next aspect of when we look at this entire life. All of these things that we just spoke about, mental, physical, emotional, direction, purpose, all of these things are inside of the window of life and death. Outside of life and death, you don't know what's happening. You're confused. You're fearful of death. In fact, Guru Sahib says this, that when you submit yourself to a true Guru, when you submit yourself to Guru Sahib, you completely let yourself go humbly. The truth is, the Guru Sahib rips your ego, rips your veils of falsehood, and liberates you from this world. That's why we read Gurbani, to prepare ourselves to fall at the feet of the Guru. When Guru Sahib rips apart our ego, destroys that veil, then the truth is we never have to come back into this incarnation and this cycle of birth and death. We are separated from Akal Purkh, from God, and we're going through this cycle of birth and death, of taking on karmas, taking on karma, and then removing karma, taking some more on and changing and so forth. But how can all of that be ripped apart, and how can we escape this vicious cycle of going into so many different incarnations and life forms? How can we? When we fall at the feet of Guru, and Sikhi saves you from all of that, saves you from all of these bigger problems. And Guru Sahib Sache Pacha says, I'll translate it after, Bahod hum kahe avenge, Baba ab na baso eho gao. Sache Pacha says, why would I want to come back into this world ever again? I don't need to come back into this world, because once I've fully merged with you, just like a light merges with light, just like water merges with water, I've become one with you. You're completely liberated. You've gone into the state of extreme bliss. You've merged into that form of bliss, into God. Then all your problems go away. So starting from the aspect of what am I doing in life, all the way to liberation in life. That's how Sikhi saves you. If you're feeling that, I'm drowning in life, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm stuck in this vicious cycle, there's no escaping of life, Pyareo. And once we rise up and actually realize what Guru Sahib is teaching us and which way they're directing us, everything seems to be put into proportion. Everything makes sense then. And this is how Guru Sahib, Sikhi, has the ability, no matter how difficult you think your situation is, no matter how impossible it is for you think it is for yourself to, be rid of the problems in your life, your Guru is bigger than your problems. Because if God created the world and created these problems, God is bigger than that, what He created. And if God, Akal Purkh, is merciful, loving, sitting inside of you, seeing you, knowing every pain that you're going through, and finding ways to help you through it, if once you place the hope in Guru Sahib, in Akal Purkh, and once you're able to take a few steps towards that, everything will begin to make sense to you. The Guru Sahib says, you take one step towards me, and I will take thousands of steps towards you. And in my life, in many people's lives that I've spoken to, people that I've just talked to, and they've shared their life stories with me, it's always this, that we started with this one step. then we did this, and then I felt this. I went into it innocently, with full faith. I dropped everything else in life. I had no faith in life. I was around the wrong people. You know, people always put pressure on me, and you know, I thought that the only solution that I had was killing myself. These are situations that you might be facing. But keep in mind, your problem is very small compared to Guru Sahib is so big. Putting into proportion, your life is very, 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 I guess you can say small compared to the 7 billion other humans on this world, on this earth. Then you compare your life to 100 years, maybe 100 years, and thousands of years have passed in this jug. Now how many thousands of years going into different ages? Then we look at how many different ages have there been. How many, then we go back and you know, if these ages have been there cycling for hundreds and thousands of years, you know, hundreds of thousands of years, and this all of creation has been created and destroyed endless amount of times, putting into proportion that in one of these creations, in one of these cycles of these ages, and one of those ages, and one of those millenniums, centuries, decades, you know, there's your life compared to everybody else, which is omnipresent Akal Purkh. And then your friend comes and says something to you. When you put into proportion, it seems very small. What I'm trying to say by this is, when you take on the teachings of Sikhi, Sikhi just means a student, means learning. Guru means the teacher. There's nothing wrong with learning. I'm sure everybody in the world will agree with me. There's nothing wrong with trying to learn something. And when you begin to learn this, all of this makes sense. And you rise above and you're able to see the bigger picture. That's what Guru Sahib is trying to teach you through their knowledge. But not just knowledge. They're trying to help you dive deeper within yourself, so you get the unspoken knowledge. The knowledge that can't be shared and talked about, that can't be comprehended. The vision of Akal Purkh, the experience of God. And then losing your home and merging with God, that's the ultimate goal. This is how Sikhi saves you in all aspects of life. So while talking, while speaking, I've made many mistakes. Please have it in your heart to forgive me. This was my small attempt to answer, or to group a lot of these questions that get asked in the YouTube comments or on Facebook comments and other places, and try to group them together into this one question: how can Sikhi save me? It's true, it can. It has been true in my life, has been true in the lives of many Gursikhs. So that's why I implore you to just dive into the deep end, like my elder brothers used to tell me. Just dive into the deep end. You want to learn how to swim? Jump into the deep end, and then ask for aid. Look for those saints around you. So if you have more questions, make sure you comment on the YouTube videos. And to get these videos out more, make sure you actually like and share, because that's how the YouTube algorithms work. You have to comment on the videos, you have to like the videos, and then you have to share the videos. And the more amount of people see the videos, the more they get shared, and the more people get exposed to the message of Sikhi. That's why I encourage you, if you are watching this video and you want to help spreading the message of Guru Sahib's wisdom, then please do these things. Please help us in this way. And also comment what you enjoyed in this video, what aspects stuck out to you, and any other questions you think yourself or your friends might want answered. So inniyan beintiyan parwan karniyan, sari sangat gaj waj ki fateh bulao, Waheguru ji ka khalsa, Waheguru ji ki fateh.